everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Thursday, January the 23rd. Race number 7 at Aqueduct. We're going a one-turn mile for New York-bred fillies and mares. It's an entry-level allowance race. Before we get to the analysis, it is Pegasus World Cup week. DRF has you covered with Pegasus handicapping packages, which include formulator past performances, Timeform US past performances, enhanced entries, DRF picks, and more. Just go to drf.com/Pegasus. Here's the field for the DRF race of the day. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. We'll start things off with the Timeform US pace projector. Mike, it's a red bar situation. Timeform US believes the pace can be fast, and I kind of can see it. There are a couple of stretch out sprinters in here that might be able to set the table for the closers.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know how fast they're going to go early, Dan, but I agree with you. I can see things getting, I can see some horses getting involved early. I don't think it has to happen, but I think it's definitely a possibility.
Morning line favorite, the number 1, the Great Johanna. This is a horse that would benefit from a fast pace. Her number 1, Chicklet, is near the back of our Timeform US pace projector. Had a mini 2-race win streak snapped last time out as the odds-on favorite. Let's watch that race right now. I didn't think this was the strongest race in the world. She saved ground early. She's now moved into third, and that's the best she can do. She just is one pace this final 16th of a mile. Her best performances have come on a wet track. This was over a fast track. Are you concerned about her at a short price on fast going?
I mean, I'm concerned about her at a short price, maybe, and I'm not concerned about the track condition at all. She did win those 2 races over good going. I don't know that she beat the greatest fields in the world, Dan, when she won those 2 races pretty close together. Last time, listen, was it a really strong 1X? No, but this isn't a really strong 1X either. And I will say that the horse that won that race, Impassable, very lightly raced, a ton of upside, and, to be honest, probably better than anything that the Great Johanna faces in this spot.
I wonder if the number 2 Fight on Lucy's a little bit dirtied up. I mean, the last race is just an utter throwout. She was completely overmatched in the La Verdad. Her prior 2 races, albeit a little bit slow on the Beyer speed figure scale, showed that she can compete at this level, at least sprinting. I don't mind her stretching out to a one-turn mile, especially in a race with pace. And Pat Kelly, historically, his horses wake up a little bit at Aqueduct.
Yeah, listen, I agree with all those things. I think she might be a little better than she looks. Obviously, she's a little slow on paper, and she's had plenty of chances. I don't know how much development or more development you're going to get out of her, but I think some of her races are better than they look. And that win, the maiden win when they went turf to dirt 4 starts back, I thought she ran well that day, Dan. She really kicked it in the final furlong there and finished it off, and it gives me hope that she will stretch out.
12-1 on the morning line for the 2 Fight on Lucy, as well as the 3 Freddie Mo Factor, who made her dirt debut in her 4th lifetime start, and she made hay for trainer Mark Henning, graduating against New York-bred maiden special. She's down on the rail in the big white blinkers. She's in a pitched battle right now with a 3-2 shot, and she emerges with the lead and keeps right on going at this distance over a wet track. The race came back slow, but she's all upside. She might be up close to that fast pace, however, and might be forced to rate just a bit this time around.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. If the pace is faster, I suppose it could work against her. Listen, I thought she ran fine here. I do not think it was a good field. I realized that Pedalite did come back to win her next start, but she seems like more of a turf horse to me. I just think this is a much tougher spot for Freddie Mo Factor.
4 is Carlisle Bell, 15-1 on the morning line for a 6-year-old mare who is 2 for 23 lifetime, and both of those wins have come over wet tracks. She's 0 for 16 on dry going, and she just didn't pick her feet up last time out when behind the Great Johanna. The Beyer speed figures are going the wrong way. She might need a wet track and an electric pace up front.
Yeah, maybe she'll get the fast pace she needs because she does need that. It's interesting, though, because prior to the last one, where you're right, she didn't really run well at all, she had actually been in pretty good form, and she was making runs from off the pace week in and week out. She's a tough horse to take on top, Dan. She is not a tough horse to use underneath.
I wonder if the 5 Summer Fantasy just didn't care for the wet track last time out when behind the Great Johanna. She was part of the pace picture, and she really had nothing left when the real running started. Her only other start over sloppy track. It's tough to analyze because she was in against a very promising New York-bred Radikowski and was beaten 17 lengths. She has a little bit of speed. Timeform US doesn't believe she's as fast as the other speeds in here, but she's lightly raced, and her start 2 starts back I thought was a good effort behind a very promising next out stakes winner in Mrs. Orb.
Yeah, I agree with that. She really acquitted herself well in that race, two-back, and that came right off of a maiden claiming win where, listen, she was more game than anything else in that race, but she did get it done and took a step forward that day. I thought she took another step forward in the race two-back. I don't know what happened last time, but it would not be that surprising if she rebounded to a better effort here.
Number 6, A Bridge Too Far, goes out for a Mark Casse barn that's been doing very, very well this winter at Aqueduct. And A Bridge Too Far returned off of a lengthy layoff to win, going 6 furlongs last time out. Let's watch that race. She is in the Pink Silks, 3 off the rail. She's going to split horses, and I thought she's pretty game here considering the layoff, Mike. I don't think anyone would have faulted her if she flattened out a little bit late. She runs down this 3 to 5 shot.
Yeah, it's a very game win here. You're going to see she got her head in front there, and then she's going to go on and prevail here. It's not, Dahl, the horse that was odds on there and finished second, is no great scalp to take. She's just not a very good horse and just continuously lost races at short prices, including that one. She did come back to win her next start, but it was not a fast race. She's just not a very good horse, Dan. But A Bridge Too Far is very lightly raced. She's got some pedigree for a trainer who is having a very good winter here again. There was plenty to like about this horse.
And maybe she can work out the right trip with a hot pace while stalking on the outside. The 7 in here is Gilda Marie, and patience has really paid off for trainer Chris Engelhart in these connections because the first 2 starts on turf weren't very good. They preceded a year-plus layoff. They have persevered the connections. They've been rewarded with 3 good efforts off of that long layoff, including this runner-up effort going 6 furlongs. Gilda Marie's down in behind horses in the purple cap's going to ease out and is going to run pretty gamely to finish second. This race produced 2 next out winners, the 5th place horse coming back to win twice with 69 and 65 buyers.
Yeah, okay, in this race. Did a lot of chasing. I like that there's no quitting her. It sort of felt like the same thing two-back. And they're both races where it never felt like she was going to win either time, but she just kept trying to the wire. I respect that about her. When she won that race off the long layoff at Saratoga, Dan, I mean, somebody knew that she was going to win because off that layoff, never been on dirt, they pounded this horse from start to finish, and she got it done. I'm not so sure about the stretch out, though.
Really? She's by Shackelford of an arch mare. Just on the face of it, it would appear, without diving too deep, you would think she could get a 1-turn mile. But if she is cooked in a fast pace, it could work against her. What about her don't you like about the distance?
I just based on her running, so the races that she has run, she doesn't seem like a horse to me who's crying out for more ground.
My Last Million's another horse stretching out. That's the number 8 at 20-1 on the morning line. She has 6 lifetime wins, but she has made most of her money at Finger Lakes against weaker horses. And it just seems down here in New York, the competition might be too tough. Now, she should get a fast pace. She does like this distance. She's going to come with a run, maybe a minor reward at best at a big price.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about her. It sounds like you do. I realize that she won. She's got 6 wins to her credit already, and I like that about her. But she seems to do her best work at Finger Lakes.
Diamond and Simon, the number 9, is a new face, shipping in from Parks, where she's been taking on open company, and she was beaten 30 lengths last time out after chasing the pace. 2 starts back, however, she was able to get to an easy early lead, and she parlayed that into a $52 score. I wonder if that's what she is right now. A horse that just hulks up when she gets an easy lead, and the Timeform US Pace Projector doesn't exactly see that happening for her here.
Yeah, true. I mean, we'll see what kind of trip she can get in here. It is sort of interesting to note that she's on sort of that in and out pattern right now. One good one, then one bad one. Last one was certainly a bad one in an open allowance race, but she probably fits better in this race. I also like the fact that she's run well in New York already. She's been in New York in the past. Early in 2019, she ran a good second at a big price over this track. So I think there are things to like about this horse at a price.
Let's throw up our top picks for the Thursday race of the day. I think the Great Johanna is going to get a good trip in here. I think Mike made a good point about the winner of the last race being pretty good and would probably be favored in this spot. I think the right setup will parlay her to victory. I do not like her at a shortish price, but I think I'm going to try to hook her up with a couple of horses underneath. A Bridge Too Far, maybe Freddie Mo Factor, and then your top pick, Fight On Lucy, who might be the most dirtied up horse in the field. That's your top selection at 12-1.
Yeah, I was just looking for a price in this race, Dan, and I do feel like she might be better than she looks on paper. This is the right spot for Kelly to try her at a mile for the first time. I'm hoping she gets a trip and makes a run. I'm not way against the Great Johanna, but she's not really my kind of horse at a short price.
Getting the class relief she might need is the 2, Fight On Lucy. It is the Thursday race of the day, the 7th at the Big A, and it has an approximate post time, 3:55 Eastern. Best of luck.